went for an introduction. We went to a pastor friend of mine planning to get married, and then we went to do the introduction. After the wedding date was fixed, because when we went for the introduction, the parent asked what he does for a living. And he said he was a pastor. So they say, only pastor? You are just a pastor? You don't do anything apart from being a pastor? He said, that's what I do. So when we left, after the introduction, we have fixed the date for marriage, and then the sister sent a message that the thing will not hold. Say, why? We thought it was a spiritual condition, and we fasted, prayed, did warfare, conducted all-night prayers, binding every foundational spirit. At one point, I told the pastor, I said, this thing is not a spiritual matter. So one day he called me and said he has discovered the matter. I say, what? He said, the parents say you can't marry a pastor. You will suffer. So his only fault is that he's a pastor. Is that he is now a pastor. And for that reason, he is not considered fit for them to hand over their daughter. That matter is still on court. And you know, when you go through these kind of situations, you come to church. Have you been through stuff when you were forced to ask God some questions that you will not likely ask publicly? I know some of you are pretending, but it's true. You ask God some questions that actually, if it was to be given some volume so that we can hear what you are saying, will term you an unbeliever. Why is it that some sisters are not yet married? Is it not because they are afraid of suffering? Is that not why? That's just the truth. They are praying and claiming that they want to hear God. If the boy was richer, they would have had God before he came. The day he came, they would have told him, we have seen you long before you came. We saw you in our vision when we were still in primary school. But now because he's poor, everybody is praying. Everybody, give me time, give me time. What she's saying is give me time. She's thinking, let the one who will come quickly before this beggar come and spoil my show. Me, I have told myself, some of us, by virtue of age, we are not even children like that again. If somebody has lived in this world and he has crossed 40, he's not a child again. If somebody played for 40 years, is it good for him to play for the next 40 years? I want that day when the chief shepherd will come, that he will give me a crown. That is as a result of a labor that none of you is aware of. Something I went through that nobody is aware of. For the sake of Christ. The kind of gospel we are preaching, can somebody even beat you because of it? If the suffering you call suffering is the same thing unbelievers suffer, then it's not the suffering we are. Show me where problems come from. In marriages, it's simply this, because of this reason. Husbands and wives that can no longer bear the reproach of Christ. They can't take it anymore. Ministers that have made shipwreck of their ministries because the suffering became too much. To them, according to them, they could no longer take it. There are some who got married after 1 year, they have children. Some don't have for many years. Is that not so? Is God wicked? No. That's how their own just happened. That should not become a reason why somebody is now sad. Is now depressed. Is now troubled. Just enjoy your God with that reproach for the sake of Christ. People say, when are we going to come and celebrate? When are we coming to eat rice? And you go back home and you are now weeping. Say, Baba, why me? The story was told that David Livingstone, when he came to Africa, came with his family. His entire family was with him. When he said, I have seen the smoke of it, the scepter of the smoke from 1,000 villages have burned upon my heart. It was like an X-ray was taken. And he could not go back. The suffering became so much he had to send his family back to the US. And he said that one day while he was meandering through the jungles of Africa, doing evangelism, looking for villagers to convert, the branch of a dry wood pierced into his eyes and punctured his left eyes. He lost that eye forever. Another time he was passing through and the lion leaped on him and ate up his right shoulder. So several years later, he became tired and wanted to go to see his family. When he came back, his wife could not recognize him. He had become deformed. That's why Paul said, from now henceforth, let no man trouble me, because I bear my body the marks of the dying of Christ Jesus. I am not saying that I have suffered, or that I am the pattern of somebody that has suffered. So don't be looking at me like that. But I'm saying that we all need to embrace this truth. See the way that sister is looking at me. But that's the reality. Did I lie? Have I lied in what I said? Is there any lie in what I said? I'm saying that that relationship that broke may not be because God hates you. It's because of the spirit of glory that is resting. So enjoy the heartbreak for now while it lasts.